Hi, my name is Aaliyah. I'm a professional organizer, and today I'm going to show you how I organize my spice cabinet. Let's take a look. This is my spice and baking supply cabinet, and as you can see, it's kind of a mess. So I recently painted my kitchen and inside of my cabinets, and after my painting project, I did not put everything back the way I had it because I was anticipating making this video, and I didn't want to organize it just to have to organize it again. So this is a really good example of a space that used to be organized but is back to disorganization, and that's because I have not maintained it. When I have this organized, everything has its own place, and if I don't put it back in the exact place that it was supposed to be, it just turns back into this. So as always, to get started, I'm gonna take everything out. Now that everything's out, I'm going to take the opportunity to wipe down the shelves. So the organizing system that I had set up previously was working really well for me. So I'm going to be using the same layout inside of my cabinet. And the organizing supplies that I'm going to be using for this project is my spice rack here. I have already had this. It extends it's two pieces, but it extends pretty far into my cabinet, which is great. It fits my cabinet well. The next organizing product that I'm going to be using is this clear acrylic container. I'll link it in the description box below if you're interested in this product. And I'm going to use this for storing the bulk bags of spices that I have to refill my smaller containers with. Now they're all in the container, this holds it really well. It'll be easy for me to take all of these out without all the bags falling out when I'm trying to just get one. The next thing I'm going to store in there is our large box of kosher salt. I do have room in my cabinet to be storing my back stock of spices, but I do suggest that if you don't have the space, consider storing these kind of backstock items in a different area, perhaps in your pantry or in a harder to reach cabinet. What you want to be keeping here are things that you use on a regular basis so that you have easy access to them. So I've divided my spice cabinet into a couple of different zones. The first is the large backstock of spices that I use to fill into my jars. The next zone is for the more generic spices like garlic, salt and pepper, seasoned salt. Over here I keep our different spice blends that we tend to use on meat and for grilling. And then down here on the risers, I keep the rest of our spices alphabetically. Now, as I'm sorting my spices, I'm going to take a look at the dates on my spices. Spices that are past their best buy date aren't gonna make you sick, but they will lose their potency. Another thing I'm gonna do is go through all of these and get rid of any of the spices that we are no longer using. All right, I've removed all the items that we either no longer use or they've been past the date. So we're gonna be getting rid of all of this. And these are the ones that are left. They're gonna be going back into the cabinet. So over here I have grilling seasonings and blends. These are what I call like the generic seasonings like salt and pepper. And when I put these back into the cabinet on the risers, I will be putting them back in alphabetically. It is a lot easier to be able to find what you're looking for. So I have pre-split them up into two piles of the beginning of the alphabet and the second half, which is going to make it a lot easier when I start putting them back. Doesn't this look great so far? I am so glad to be back to an organized cabinet, and I also still have some room on the shelf to grow. Okay, the last organizing product I'm going to use is a small turntable to put the generic spices on. This is going to be a lot easier to just turn the table and find exactly what you need. All right, here's the finished cabinet. The baking stuff up top is just, it works for us like this, so that didn't really need to go through anything. But here is the container for the back stock of spices, our larger thing of the kosher salt, our taco seasonings, our minced garlic, our little tray of the generic seasonings, all of our grilling spices and spice blends. And then down here we have our vanilla and almond extract. And then we have all the other regular spices. I have the large jars alphabetized. And then I start over with the alphabet on the smaller jars. And I just happen to know which spice is usually in the smaller jar versus the bigger jar. All right, that's it. And it didn't even take that long. I'm really glad to get this back to an organized state because it is going to make cooking so much easier for both of us. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate that you're here. If you like this video, click the thumbs up button. Also, subscribe to my channel and you can see more videos like this when I post them. If you're interested in my organizing services, please visit my website at adorganizing.com. All right, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.